Hangman Adam Page and Drew McIntyre. These are two modern main event guys, but from two very different wrestling worlds. But weirdly, their characters mirror each other more than people realize. Both had to rebuild themselves over the years, both carried companies at crucial moments, both built their identities around redemption. But let's just forget about stats and resumes. Let's make it more instinctive than that. When you watch them both, how does each guy show what a complex wrestling character really looks like? Let's talk about it. This is where the contrast is most vivid, I think. Hangman isn't presented as this unstoppable force. He's anxious, doubtful, messy sometimes, quite literally the anxious millennial cowboy. His biggest stories in AEW isn't even about winning a championship, it's about self-worth, friendship, losing confidence and finding it again. And the audience connects to that hard because it feels human. Drew, on the other hand, is almost the opposite type. He's presented as the warrior and the comeback king to an extension. The guy who got fired, rebuilt himself physically, literally, and of course mentally, then came back looking like a final boss. You don't necessarily relate to Drew, but you respect him, which is equally important, if not more. Neither approach is wrong, they just hit differently. That's it. Hangman pulls you in emotionally, Drew stands tall and dares anyone to doubt him. If we are talking about pure presence, Drew has one of the strongest auras in WWE today. The voice, the physicality, the intensity. Whenever he's in the ring, he feels important instantly, like a main event just happened, whether there was a title involved or not. That type of instant aura is one of the hardest things to achieve in the business. Hangman's presence works slower. It builds through stories, facial expressions, body language, little moments where you see the doubt, frustration, and relief. It doesn't just rely on brute force to dominate a room immediately the way Drew does, even when he's pissed off. But over time, he holds your attention much longer. So it's kind of Drew commands, Hangman connects. And depending on what you value in wrestling, they both matter. This is honestly one of my favorite comparisons. Hangman wrestles emotionally first. His matches usually feel like chapters in a bigger narrative. Even random TV matches often reflect where his character is mentally.
Hangman Adam Page showing his strength, stun the big man, could be positioning now. Boom! Shot! Lariat!
Drew's wrestling is more impact-driven. Big strikes, big moments, basically clear storytelling designed for arena reaction. It's built for scale, right? Hangman's matches sometimes feel, how do I say this, intimate. Drew's matches feel pure chaotic. And again, like both are valid approaches, okay? Just with different philosophies. Drew's promos carry conviction. He sounds like a leader, someone you quite literally follow into a fight. There's authority in how he speaks. He keeps it simple and clean, but guess what? It works.
I was the chosen one 15 years ago. Then I got fired. Then I had to work my ass off, earn my way back to this company. I ain't called WWE. They called me, and I've worked my ass off every day since. I'm a two-time champion. I beat Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, Randy Orton, everyone that stood in my path. Don't you dare look me in the eye and pull that BS again.
Hangman's promo style is usually quieter, but not always though.
He broke into my home! He threatened my family! We have to leave! We have to leave our home! Do you understand what that's done to me? And he never paid for it! He never paid for it! And they loved him for it! They loved him for it! I gave them everything I had! It's been 5 years. I gave them every damn thing that I had, and they chose him. They chose him.
Mostly less commanding, more introspective.
This means so much to me. These past 2 years have been so difficult, and
Sometimes it feels like he's thinking out loud instead of declaring war, even in his darkest moments.
And Swerve, Prince Nana makes his living off of your back. And when the show's over, he goes down in the hotel parking lot and he spends that living buying weed from a high school kid.
That's not true.
But Nana, after I beat Swerve's ass, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna steal your weed.
What? No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not gonna do that.
Nana's losing it.
And of course, that vulnerability is why his promos work. You believe in him just for different reasons. Drew fires you up, Hangman makes you believe. Yes, the big one, when it's all said and done, alright? Drew McIntyre represents wrestling working at its most polished within a system. He's proof WWE's machine can produce legitimate main event stars who endure setbacks and still come back stronger if they are willing to invest in their stars, that is. Hangman represents something slightly different. He's tied to AEW's identity in a foundational way. Long-term storytelling, character vulnerability, an alternative presentation of what a top babyface can be. You could argue Drew perfected the established model and Hangman helped redefine one. And that's a pretty big distinction.
I think back on what my legacy would be in professional wrestling. I just want to be a good man.
Honestly, if you want immediate presence, intensity, and the classic main event aura, Drew McIntyre absolutely delivers. He feels like a star the moment he walks out, but if you're asking who makes wrestling feel layered, emotional, human, Hangman Adam Page definitely owns it. Not because he's louder or even bigger, but because his story feels lived in. And wrestling at its best is about making people feel something real, even inside something scripted. I would say this isn't about one guy being better in every way. Wrestling needs both guys, the commanding warrior and the vulnerable protagonist. Drew McIntyre reminds you why larger-than-life wrestlers work. Hangman Adam Page reminds you why emotionally grounded wrestling lasts. And to be fair, that contrast is what makes modern wrestling interesting right now. But I would like to hear from you. Who connects more when you watch? Hangman, Drew? Drop it in the comments. And until next time, peace.